guys, welcome to Akhil's Invest channel. In our last videos, we have seen about what are the basics and what are the values of shares, the important values which we need to know before buying a share. So apart from that, we have already put one more video to how to open a Zerodha online account. So whoever wants to see, just I'll put the link in the down. You can check those videos. Now, before going to next step further, I've told in my last video that I will discuss more about how to analyze a share before purchase it. Before I take to you the share market, to stock market to buy a stock, I just want to explain about the mutual fund. Most of us will not be interested to further to know about more about stock market. Instead, they want to go with the investment of mutual fund. Okay, what is the difference between the stock share buying a share directly and mutual fund? I will explain you, and why it is for whom it is advisable to go with a mutual fund, and which is the best one. Is it investing in a direct investment or mutual fund? That we will clarify in the video. Okay, so first, what is a mutual fund? Let us have understanding what is a mutual fund. Okay, say for example, any work, the output will become the high percentage of output will become when the professional work on it, right? So even you learn share market how to invest it, and if even you learn how to analyze the stock and everything, but by selling at what time to sell and what time to buy, and you need to always look after the market, that how the market getting reacts on the basis of news or any false news or fake news, whatever the reason. So you should be always aware of the news and everything, and then only you can survey with the market. Okay, if you are investing directly, if you don't have enough time to spend on it, instead of that, if you spend your time on your work or in your another job where you are more comfortable and where you can get more benefit of it, like if you put that effort in your job, you'll get more income, right? So better than doing that job by you, if you hand over that job to some professional, you can hire one financial advisor and you can do that, right? So it is very difficult. Again, you go and find a financial advisor. It is very rare people do that. If it is a high, if somebody have a more asset, then they do that. They will they will get a separate financial advisor and to manage their financial things. But normally, what people will do to invest in a share market to get a wealth creation, they'll use a mutual fund. Mutual fund is another way of investing in a share market through the professional guy. Okay, instead of us, some professional will do the job, so you will get a more outcome on it, and you can have less losses. Instead of you doing it, someone is doing professional thing. If you are investing in a mutual fund, it means you are investing through a professional. So how the mutual fund works and how they're investing in the market, let us see. So first, the mutual fund, there'll be a fund house who is launching a mutual fund, who, like IPO will be launched by one of the company who is the owner of the company. He will launch the IPO, right? Which we have seen in our last video. The IPO will be offered by the company owner, and we will buy it. Then it will be listed in the stock market. The same way, mutual fund will be launched to be a fund house. Okay, the fund house will have a sponsor, and there will be a trustee, and there will be a asset management company. Okay, so as per SEBI norms, anybody cannot have a fund house and get a people money and work on it and take the money and invest on it. That is a SEBI have a clear rule regulations for this. They will have the asset management company has to have some experience. Sponsor have to have this much of net asset to as a backup, and they have to show the net asset value as a security. And there will be trustees that will be appointed by SEBI who used to monitor these all the activities of the fund house, and including the fund managers and everyone. Okay, so that a fund house will be formed by these three parties. First, the fund house will be formed by the sponsor and the trustee and the asset management company. Then they will launch a funds, any fund. You can take a lot of examples like ICICI small cap, mid cap fund, HDFC small cap, large cap funds. All the funds will be launched through a fund house with the same arrangement. Only it will be the asset management company will be different, right? SBI is one asset management company, HDFC another asset management company. So everyone will launch a fund. The fund will be managed by who? The fund will be managed by a fund manager. This will be appointed by the fund house. Anyhow, they need approval from SEBI. That fund manager has to, he has to write some exams. So the fund manager is a professional guy, okay, who is going to manage your funds, and he will have lot of team behind him who will be work on his instructions. So your monthly or lump sum amount which you are investing through the fund house on a particular mutual fund, that mutual fund amount will be taken by the fund manager. So nowhere the money has been taken by in their hand. Everything will be online. So there is no physical movement of money, or nobody cannot access the money. Even a fund manager, the fund house, nobody cannot access the money. So what the fund manager will do, they will take that money and they will invest into the stocks. Okay. So once they invest in the stocks in a particular period of time, they know what are the stocks are going high and which is the industry is getting booming. Based on that, they will invest, and you will get a good returns on that. And that returns, it will be returned back to the the investor. Okay. So what is the benefit for the asset management company, the fund house? So who is they need to give the salary for these fund managers and the workers and everything. So what they will do, they will put some the charges like a service charges. Okay, there will be some service charges for this. So these charges they will take it, like it will be in some it depends, the charges also you could see in the internet. What is the charges they will put, like it is 1% or 2%, 0.5%, whatever the charges, it will be there. So it depends on the fund to fund, depends on the capacity of the company, and depends on the fund manager again. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, let me explain you with an example for this fund. Okay, let's see how this mutual fund works. Say for example, fund house, if they want to rise up, if they launch a mutual fund, okay, the mutual fund, we can consider a value of asset size is 10,000 rupees. It being crores, let us consider it as a 10,000. So they will divide into number of units, 1,000 number of units. Per unit is 10 rupees. Same like a IPO price. Number of units is number of shares. You assume as number of units, number of shares. Okay. Then this number of units will be allocated to number of investors. Depends on how many investors are they'll acceptable. Like if there are 10 investors are investing, so each investor need to invest 1,000 rupees. So the total amount of investment will be 10,000. Each investor will get 100 units. Okay. So the units will be at the value of 10 rupees. Okay. They will call NAV per unit. NAV is net asset value. Okay. So rupees 10 is a NAV per unit. Then they will invest in the stocks like Tata Motors and anything, Reliance Industries. This will be done by the fund manager. So once they invested in such kind of stocks, they will get the returns on this. So once the amount is invested in the stock, so if the market price are getting raised, okay, if the market price are rising, then they will have a benefit of the shares are getting raised. Okay, so there will be appreciation on the stocks whichever they have invested. So the asset size becomes 15,000 from 10,000. So now the same number of units are there, 1,000 number of units, but the NAV become 15 rupees because the asset size is increased to 15,000. So What happens to the investor? What is the benefit of investor? It is a 5 rupees per unit. The investor is getting a 5 rupees. The 5 rupees will not be distributed to the investor. There will be some expense ratio, the charges, the for the fund manager and everyone for the company. There will be some charges. So that is what expense ratio. That in everything will be in the beginning. They will be detailed in the scheme details. All the things will be in the scheme details. Okay. So again, if you are asking if fund investing in a mutual fund is again a risk because it is investing in a market, right? Yes, of course it is in a risk, but not higher side of the risk. If you are investing in a share market by your own, this is a higher side of the risk because it is you are analyzing because you don't know when to sell it and when to buy and what is the price you need to buy. So these are the things, very key points, which normally fund manager will be very professional on that. So they'll not make much mistakes on it. So they can make a regular profit on it. So if you analyze a mutual fund in the market, if you check the most of the mutual funds in the market, they used to give a minimum of 11% to 20%. That is what they might have given for a long year. If you take the record of 5 years or 6 years, you will see minimum of 18%, 15%, 12%. So however, this is higher than the bank return. But only thing is you need to have a minimum of 3 to 5 years. So okay, less than a 3 year, you may have a negative. Whenever you have a fund, the fund takes minimum of 3 years to perform. Maybe there is ups and down in the market 1 year, and there is a volatility and everything. So if you are having a long term investment ideas, then only you have to come to the mutual fund investment. If you don't have a long term mutual fund, if you don't have a long term mutual fund ideas, then it is better to keep in your FD. At least you will get a minimum return with which you can survey it. Okay, guys. In my next video, I'll explain about what are the types of mutual funds are there, and further we'll explain how to analyze a mutual fund, and further we'll check how to analyze stock as well. Okay. Subscribe the channel and share the video. Thank you.